Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And we know we've kept you waiting, but we are here with another episode of the One Winged Angel podcast review. You got the boys as always, your boy Rashane, your boy Nathan, your boy Clinton, who has returned from his injury, life-threatening injury, you know.
It was a
kept
good
him away.
experience, but the doctors fixed me up.
Well, count all of his limbs, see which one might be missing. You can't really see it, but
it's there, you know.
Yeah, he's gone through a lot since he got stuck in that
pretty good
chair.
surgeries these days, which you can get. Yeah.
We're glad you made it.
The power of medicine, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see it. And yes, today's episode for you, we are doing a Forbidden Door review. The AEW Forbidden Door 2024 happened in Long Island. And first thing before we go into the review, as always, how did we feel about the show, boys?
I liked it. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah. You know what? For the third ever Forbidden Door, it was really, really good. And it's still getting better as they get on through the years.
Oh, yeah. Like the expansion with CML this year and Stardom, ladies coming in. I mean, first off, Forbidden Door, there's only been one usually female match that happens. There was 4 this year.
Yeah.
The improvement there alone is like, hey, love to see the women getting more matches, more attention out there. I will say to those in Long Island watching, shame on y'all. You were not doing your jobs as a crowd.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into that more on the show, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Shame on y'all. But anyways, to start this off, I'm going to do a quick little speed run of the pre-show, because, I mean, it's the pre-show. Nobody really cares. There wasn't really much to talk about. Like, no offense. Like, we love wrestling. We watched everything, but again, it's the pre-show for a reason. So, first things first. Opening up the pre-show, we had Kyle Fletcher beating Serpentico. Shout out to Kyle Fletcher. This man, as a singles guy, has been doing great. I know he's supposed to be in tag team, and we hope Aussie Open gets back to tag teaming. But for now, yeah. Shout out to Kyle Fletcher. He's one of the Don Callis boys, so you already know I'm a Don Callis man myself. Not much else to talk about other than that. Next match, we had the pre-show. We had a fatal 4-way match with Private Party. We had the House of Black. We had Kyle O'Reilly and the Pitbull. I forget what his name is. Ishii, I think.
Yeah.
And what was the other team? I don't even know. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's not that big of a deal. The main thing that happened is it was a fatal 4-way tag team match. House of Black with the win. Love to see House of Black being used as always, especially when they get a win. I don't know what this means, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, we'll move on to the next match. The pre-show, we had the team of Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano, and they beat Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe. This match was thrown together because Willow and Statlander are clearly beefing right now, and apparently in Stardom, Tam Nakano and Momo Watanabe are feuding too, so put them together in a tag team. So there you go. And yeah, like I said, Willow won the match. They're gonna have their feud match this Wednesday. I love Statlander turning heel. I want it to happen. I love where this could lead to, and we need to get Statlander some singles goals soon, especially since Willow was just TBS champion. So that's all I'm really gonna say about that. Nothing. You guys have anything to add about anything so far? Or just
I like the Willow and Statlander thing. Like, that's just, you knew it was just to fluff up their beef for this coming
exactly.
Wednesday. So I was just, you knew what was coming with that.
Mm-hmm.
And like the whole pre-show in general, or what?
Yeah,
Mariah May, that was
that was the next match. Yeah,
like that was the only thing that I was really excited for, was those two in a match, because why not, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was for the Owen Hart Cup. Mariah May got the win there, and for me, I love to see Mariah May get the wins. I love her in ring work. I will say some of their extracurriculars are a little bit like, what are we doing here? But
Yeah, it's wild.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is going to lead to Mariah May winning the Owen to face Tony, which that should have been the story, and love to see it. And then I guess the last match in the pre-show was Los Ingobernables, aka LIJ, and they were facing the Lucha Bros and Mystico. And I mean, this was a match thrown together really last minute. It showcased everybody in the matches. Lucha Bros and Mystico, I think, yeah, they took the L. And
No,
they took the W?
yeah, they won.
Oh yeah, I got it twisted. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. No, they did get the W. It was after the match. That's why I was thinking of. There was a backstage segment where Mystico was beefing with Penta.
Yeah.
So that might lead to something this Wednesday. And other than that, though, that's the pre-show.
Well,
I mean,
that's a pretty big deal. Like, if you look at all the things on the outside, like, what I've heard is true, like, there was a time there when the Lucha Bros weren't being booked on AEW shows because they weren't supposed to share a show with some of the CMLL guys.
that is true,
Right?
actually. I
So
remember
now
that.
they finally were allowed to be at Forbidden Door with those guys, and they got some time on the pay-per-view. Yeah, it was the pre-show, but they were out there. And that's a pretty big deal for them. And also, I think that's the first time that they've teamed with the guy that they teamed with. He was also
Mystical? Yeah.
a big deal in Mexico. So that was a good representation for the Mexican fans.
For sure. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, that's my takeaway from the 0 Hour. Mariah May and Saraya, thank you. Good match.
You guys killed it.
And,
The ladies are always fighting good these days.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, I mean, that's your little speed run of the pre-show. Not much to talk about outside of that. We're going to go to the main card. Before I go to the main card, my same complaint as always, Tony Khan. Your shows are too damn long. You know this? Let's fix this, my friend. I'm not going to go into it any other than that. I just need to bring it up now so I can say I said it. Now we're going to go into the first match. And we had the hometown hero, Mr. Maxwell Jacob Freeman,
That's right.
coming back to Long Island to face Hechicero, who, for those out there who don't know too much about him, he's part of CML. Very tactical type of wrestler. He's like Zack Sabre Jr., but like Mexican essentially. So he'll throw in more high flying than Zack Sabre Jr. will, but he's very tactical. They put on a really good match. Honestly, for an MJF showcase, I mean, I'm never going to say MJF had a bad match, and he didn't here. It was a great match. But, I mean, it was very obvious MJF was winning here. Hometown return. He needs the momentum. Not much else I'm going to say there. I will say I love what they've been doing on Dynamite. Basically teasing his slow return to being a heel, because I feel like that's what's happening here. I don't think that we're going to have Nice Guy Max continuing for much longer. And, I mean, hey, he got the win. We'll see what happens this Wednesday. See what's next for him. I feel like he's probably going to have some interference in the Will Ospreay Daniel Garcia match, maybe. Who knows? But other than that, yeah. What do you think y'all want to add about the opening here?
It's, for me, like, it's just good to see MJF back. You know, it's good for AEW. Like, he's an original and a big draw, and people love to see him. Good worker. So it's all just, that's a positive having MJF back on the pay-per-view. And
Oh, for sure.
You know, they're at one coming up tonight. They have Jack Perry back on the cards. You know what I mean? It's good for AEW to have AEW stars.
Yeah.
If only we could get Kenny back, but he's
Kenny's
surgery
just
out.
down and
So
out.
Hey, when
it's
he's
what
back,
it is.
he's back.
If it was up to him, he'd be wrestling.
Oh, for sure.
But anyway, that's just my little spiel about MJF. Anything you want to say?
Out of some Maxwell Jacob Freeman matches, I'd give this one a solid good rating. I would give this out of a 5-star, 4.5 for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's
Just
what
because-
it is.
Oh, sorry here. I'll take a drink. Oh yeah.
There
There
you
you go.
go.
That's better. Phew, nice and refreshing. Sorry, folks. But yeah, besides the rating of this match and everything else that went on, and how, I don't know, in the storyline, how meaningless this really was a match. It kind of came through as, in a way, Maxwell's back. Yes, he got in. It was his home, his hometown. He got back into it on this first pay-per-view match back. It was technically his second match in. He had that first match against, I forget who it was, but...
Toro Blanco,
yeah,
Mr.
so
Roosh himself.
He had this match. It was Forbidden Door. He gets it out of the way, but I just feel coming up, going forward, say next Wednesday and all that stuff, the storyline's going to change, like you said. I feel like Daniel Garcia is going to be involved. You got guys like Will Ospreay looking at him. You have like so many other people. You even got guys like Wardlow hiding in the corner still. Like, remember, he wants to get his hand still on him when he's coming back.
And Max is not back.
Adam Cole is like,
Yeah.
So all these guys are going to be just ready to clothesline him out of
Lots
nowhere.
of things happening soon.
So besides that,
storylines.
I just feel like it was a great match. It was entertaining. If you were there live, I'm sure it was even better. But overall, it was just two solid wrestlers going at it. It's pay-per-view. And the way to start it off as well.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong. The crowd was hot for MJF, as they should be.
Yeah.
And very great opening. You want to lead us with the next segment, I guess, then?
What do we have? We got the Acclaimed with Tanahashi versus the Elite.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, shut up, you bitch. Well, let's start off. The Acclaimed, Max Caster coming out with a pretty good rap.
Oh man, he went on one of those.
He was a little slow for a while, but this time he had a pretty good little rap.
He came with the heat.
Yeah.
He crushed it.
He had a lot of swear words for those who aren't used to Max's rap.
Can't say anything on the show, but the guy said some
use
nice
that
things.
language,
but let's say
buy the pay-per-view if you're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
For those who know Okada's new catchphrase, let's just say Max was saying that a lot.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't know, like, I don't think we need to spend much time on this one. You have the Acclaimed and Tanahashi, all great wrestlers, versus Okada this time on the opposite side of the team. I guess that's your story here. It's usually in Forbidden Door we're seeing Okada come out representing New Japan.
Exactly.
This time he is on the other team going against the boss of his company. So that's kind of cool. There is a storyline there, and it was a good match. Like, you knew what you were getting with that match. Wicked Tag Team Wrestling, Okada, Tanahashi. And, Okada, you can't count him out, always with the win. And they won that match, and there's not a whole lot to add after that. Like, just, they got their time on the show, and they deserve it. They're all great wrestlers, and good for the Acclaim coming out looking hot again, They
it's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Acclaim didn't need to win. They still have their tag team title opportunity right now since they beat the Elite in one of those eliminator title matches. So it made the most sense. Okada pitted Tanahashi. That was just the cherry on top of that little Sunday of the match. And love Okada. I don't know what happens for him. I don't know who they're setting up for Wembley at this point. But no matter what, whoever he's facing at Wembley, it'll be a banger. It'll be a great match. I'm praying to God it is Kenny somehow, but who the fuck knows? At the end of the day, like you said, not much more to talk about. Literally, the Elite get the win. And, the only thing I will bring up now, just because it's associated with the Elite, is we got a little snippet this on Collision Saturday of returning Hangman potentially. And man, not just him returning, it seems like he might be returning with the drinking gimmick again. So
yeah, it looks like he's going through hard times.
Oh yeah, he's been going through some hard times, so best believe this Wednesday, I think he's the surprise opponent that's going to be facing, what's his name? Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, Jeff Jarrett. And that'll be probably an easy win for Hangman. I mean, I'm already pre-predicting now Hangman Swerve all in Wembley. If it's not, it'll be Danielson Swerve, but...
Prediction time.
That's my prediction, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
Calling it here, yeah. Alright.
Look out.
Well, let's go on to the next match. Bryan Danielson versus Shingo. Takagi.
And man, did these guys go at
These
each
guys,
other.
yeah, seem to have an issue with each other. But
Yeah.
Like the way they were chopping each other, the bumps they were giving each other. Like, I don't even go into too much of it. The only thing I'm going to bring up, and I know they know what I'm talking about, there's a spot where Brian went for a dive, or like, not a dive, a suicide dive, where you go through the top rope. Shingo caught him, put him onto the apron, and dropped him on his head. And when I say dropped him on his head, like, legitimately dropped the man on his head. And for a guy who has neck issues like Brian, what are we doing dropping him on his head?
Well, yeah.
Like, geez Louise, Ryan, I know you saying this is your last, like, full-time run, but you don't want to be in a wheelchair, my friend. Let's not copy Edge here. You don't need to do crazy spots. We love you for your in-ring work, but that's the only complaint I'll give to that match. Other than that,
It was a nasty little, whatever you want to call that, snap drop off the apron onto his
yeah.
head. He did it right. Like, if you watched it, I watched the replay a few times. He did tuck his head in there with his arm. They did it well, but it looked like he's going to die.
And that's the thing as
You
well.
don't need to do that.
Brian is such a good seller that I may even just, it could have just been the way he was selling that made it look
For
like it was
sure.
that worse. Because
Yeah.
he's just that good of a wrestling seller, for those who know what I mean by
It's not his first
selling.
rodeo.
But yeah, I mean, the hard-hitting match. Danielson got the win, as he should, especially with the story that's being told with him and Owen right now. And I think it's going to be him versus Pac in the semis now. And that's going to be an insane match, I can
That's
tell you
on
right
Wednesday
now.
already.
Yeah, Pac versus Brian Danielson. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a barn burner. It'll probably be the main event this Wednesday, and yeah, I really don't know how any of this Owen goes.
that'd be good.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's that. Anything you want to add about the Danielson match? Just we go on to the next one.
Well, just like I said, quick and sweet here. I'll make it quick and sweet, but at the same time, two great wrestlers going at it.
yes sir.
But also, again, these guys really put on a show, but they look like they both had an issue with each other.
Oh
But
yeah.
it still doesn't feel like it's over. I feel like maybe there's some stuff in the future between these guys. Maybe one day Danielson might go to Japan and screw around. But like you said, he's on his last leg, but he's not wrestling like he's on his last leg.
Well, speaking of that,
It's a good
that's a
match.
good segue to the small little thing. They did announce that New Japan is essentially having their version of Forbidden Door
exactly.
in January. So
See?
that's a good follow up, because that's probably what they're setting up here to them having their
So I mean, some of these
rematch.
matches are just set up for more stuff in the future.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
Part two.
It's just them starting the
Long
story.
term.
Yeah.
Even Mox Naito, I'm not going to go into too much, but let's just say there certainly will be another match, most likely, between them, and that could probably be where it is, too, so. Yeah. Let's just go on to the next one, though, and this was the AEW Women's World Championship match with, of course, Miss Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. And first off, I don't know, at this point, I think she's now the longest reigning women's champion in the company. She's
Toni
not?
Storm, she...
Or is she almost
It may be
there?
deceiving because she had it, lost it,
Like-
had it. Like, she's, like...
I thought Jamie
She had it and lost it a bunch
So
of
did
times.
Jamie Hayter have it the longest?
Or is it
I don't know.
Like, it just feels like she's had it for so long at this point, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
But there's
I'm not
also-
complaining, I'm just
There's
like...
Rio as well.
Well, Rio didn't have it that long.
No, Rio was just the first.
She was the first.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's what
I
I'm
forget,
saying.
Britt did have it for a long time.
I screwed up the her name.
Sheeta.
Hiroshita.
Sheeta
That's
Miller.
it.
Oh, I think you're
I was
right.
thinking
No, it is
that.
Sheeta. Sheeta had it for
Yeah.
over a year, and Tony's only at like about a year. So
Yeah, like the thing with Toni is she's had it and lost it a few times. So like,
yeah,
she has had multiple reigns, which makes it seem like she's had it long.
yeah, because accumulatively
Yeah.
she's had it the
Yeah,
longest.
but
but
like actual streak wise,
yeah,
I would be guessing Sheeta. You know?
yeah, that's fair. But either way, that's a side topic. The point is, love Toni Storm. The timeless gimmick, it's phenomenal, and like every week it just gets better for me. Mina Shirakawa, no offense to the starter woman, and I kind of blame Tony for this. He didn't give enough story / explanation for some of these Stardom wrestlers, and so I didn't really have much stock in this match. Right. The main story that they were trying to tell was that Mariah May had an association with Mina because back in Stardom they were like a tag team, and then obviously Mariah May is with Tony now, so that was more the story than anything. So no offense, but from a women's championship, it's not gonna move me. Wrestling wise, they killed it. In ring work, they did a phenomenal job. But story wise, this wasn't something that had me hyped for the match. It was like, oh, okay, cool. Tony's most likely retaining, and
this wasn't about the women's championship regime.
No, I know that, but
this was about the friendship.
And that's what I mean.
Mariah May. This is a big deal, Shane. You're getting it all twisted. All right.
But I never expected.
Only we could go to battle for our friend Mariah. You know.
All right, you guys can go to battle for Mariah.
For battle for Mariah, and they put it all on the line for her. And at the end of the day, everyone won.
And I get
kisses all around. Kisses. Everyone had a good time. Everyone walked out a winner.
I know, but
we're talking about a good thing here.
Everybody had hugs and kisses.
I guess they could have a different opinion for me. For me, I'm just like, I want there to be blood and beef when it comes to my feuds, and this was more about friendship and whatever.
Winning Mariah May. She beat Saraya earlier for the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. Yeah. She's going to be going to All In for the title.
Sure.
This is who you're talking about here.
She's on her way up.
Alright, that's not talking about that. Tony Storm won the match. They all had a good time.
Three-way kiss in the middle of the ring.
Three-way kiss at the end of the night.
Called that.
And now the next match was a bit more technical. A lot more wrestling. Not to say the ladies weren't wrestling, but these guys are some technical masters. We had Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Only thing I'd like to bring up is this was one of the matches that when I brought up at the beginning of the review, your crowd sucking. Y'all, this was like the worst y'all did was during this match specifically. Y'all didn't give a damn chant whatsoever. You guys were basically on your phones, Long Island. Shame on y'all for being at Forbidden Door. We were at Forbidden Door last year. We couldn't hear shit in that arena. And like for almost the whole show. And I promise you, during that Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. match, they were probably thinking to themselves, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, are they not watching what's happening here? Like, y'all were dead. And I don't know what it was about that match, because I loved it. But I could enjoy it more because y'all weren't saying shit. That's my little rant. That's all I have to say. You guys can go and continue about it.
Oh man, that's that.
Shame on y'all.
I like this Zack Sabre Jr. guy. Looks like he's straight out of Street Fighter.
It's true.
You know what I mean? He's got like the crew cut, like blonde fucking hair, tanned up.
Give him the cargo pants and fucking people.
Looks like he's ready to street fight.
He does though. Yeah. Video game character comes alive.
And Orange Cassidy, we all know who Orange Cassidy is.
He can also be a video game character.
He is a character.
No, literally.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
But they actually can both really wrestle.
Oh, for sure.
And look aside. It was a good match. They went pretty hard for a while. Crowd was loving it as best as they could that night. It was like they were starting to like wake up a little bit, but they really don't wake up until things get a little crazier later on. But like, you know, to each their own. Toronto likes to go the whole time. You guys take fives once in a while. You can't go all night sometimes. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Too bad if you guys just can't keep up with the rest of us.
Shots fired.
Zack Sabre Jr. won that match though. We'll just move on from that to triple.
We had a trios tag match with the new formulated trio of Samoa Joe. We have Hook and Shibata. And yes, for those who've been watching Dynamite on the regular, I love what they've been doing with those three. It's like Joe's like the older brother / uncle, just mentoring Hook. And then Shibata's just there basically as a troll type character. Yeah, he's a cameraman, basically recording it.
When he speaks through his translation app, it sounds like a speak and spell coming through the camera.
But like he's always saying troll shit with it, and I'm like, yeah, I love it, love that gimmick.
I think that's actually, you're right. It's one of the coolest things that's been going on in AEW, and like the really like small time they've had. Like they give them little time, but they're taking advantage of this like funny storyline where they'll just be backstage.
They'll be talking about pizza
or lacrosse. And they'll just be in some random spot in the arena, and then they'll just open up a door and just beat the shit out of somebody, and then like carry on after like running their mouth a bit, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's been kind of fun to watch.
It fits their characters too, though. Yeah. And then on the other side of that, we have Mr. The Learning Tree, Mr. Jericho, and his protege Big Bill, and coming in representing New Japan. Jeff Cobb, the big man himself. And then this match was phenomenal. I'll say this real quick. I need Joe versus Cobb just one-on-one though. Because those two would put on a show, especially Cobb. Like the way he was manhandling Joe, it was like he was like it was like Wardlow versus Joe. It was just beautiful. Like we love big men slapping beat. Love it over here. And so, yeah, give me Joe versus Cobb. I'd love to see it. But other than that, the Learning Tree gimmick is starting to piss me off at this point. I think it's stupid.
It's working.
It's not
it's not like court. It's not like heel heat. It's just corny to me now. I'm like, he's going around backstage trying to give people advice. Like, it's stupid advice. It's like, oh, this is how you need to wrap your hand. The fuck? Nobody cares, dude. And the whole fake nice guy gimmick a part of it, I'm like, I'm done with it. Just turn Jericho heel or do something.
It's almost like he's trying to do like Diamond Dallas Page did back in the day. He turned into a nice guy, always smiling.
Yeah, even though he was doing like heel shit.
And it was even borderline like not cool when he did it. So I don't know. I'm with you on this one. I'm a Jericho fan. I've liked him for a long time, but like if you're a wrestler long enough, you're gonna go through a couple phases where you're lame as shit.
Yeah, this is what
we're starting to hit one, and I mean it's not his first time either. He's had bad gimmicks in the past. This is not his first rodeo, but like is what it is with wrestling. They gotta try new things, gotta try and freshen up. So part of that is seeing what sticks, and I mean for me it's not sticking. But
no, not at all.
What do you think about the Learning Tree?
Learning Tree is like one of those things that just like you guys said, it's just should have been going for a couple weeks and that's it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been an actual thing, but
they're doing something.
Somebody's the one behind it. I don't know if it's Jericho, but someone's behind it. But someone's got to get off a little bit of the bubbly and maybe wake up and or get on the bubbly again.
Either way, Samoa Joe and Hook win that one.
Yeah, it was still a good match. Like it wasn't a bad match.
Well, of course, the match is good.
Got to drop the gimmick.
All good wrestlers in there. We had Cobb, we had Jericho. Like they're all there.
And they gave everybody their moment to shine, and especially with the ending, with Jericho technically putting Hook over because he took the Judas effect from Hook, let him lay down a few seconds, then pinned him, still got the 3. So I will say shout out to Jericho putting Hook over like that, making him look good. Yeah. And like I said, I'd love to see Joe, Hook, and Shibata with those trios titles at this point. I mean, if that's where they're going with this, please do it because I've already said Hook needed to go another direction than the FTW Championship, and this would be a great opportunity to get another belt other than that one on him. So Tony, make it so. But other than that, I don't know what you're doing with this Learning Tree gimmick. We need to end this soon. I mean, friggin' Brian Keefe is faking an injury now just to friggin' make it happen. Like, no, this gimmick's stupid.
Yes. It's time for that to move on. Yeah. It's time for us to move on.
Exactly.
We're moving on to the ladder match for the TNT Championship.
My second favorite match of the night was this one right here.
This is when the crowd decides they're finally going to wake up tonight. And it's, rightfully so. These guys are in that. But, thank you for finally showing up.
Oh, yeah.
And they did. So we had Jack Perry we had Takeshita, we had Mark Briscoe, we had Dante Martin, and we had, what was his name?
El Fantasma.
And Leo Rush. Like, please.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
I love Leo Rush, but he should not be on pay-per-view whatsoever. That makes no sense, especially considering all the talent you have in your company. To be putting Leo Rush, who's basically a part-timer, if that even, on a pay-per-view spot is almost disrespectful, Tony. If you had a Lance Archer in the back, I guarantee you who you could have put in that match instead.
You also had some time in Japan, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
People that make fucking sense.
Like, you gotta start thinking about this, Tony, and start utilizing the people who you've prioritized in the long run. Your OGs. Like Lance Archer, like I said. But either way, I'm not gonna. This is not. This is about.
That's enough. I agree. We don't need him, but we have him, and we had a 6-man ladder match with some pretty good spots. I mean, I think your favorite's my favorite, Takeshita. That.
Takeshita, yeah.
Oh man.
Through the table.
Yeah, that was a spot, ladies and gentlemen.
That was picture perfect.
He basically hit the man with a knee on the apron first, then he put him in the powerbomb position, lifted him up, blue thunderbomb through 2 freaking tables.
We talked about the start of the match, not that much, where we had Jack Perry come out with the go ahead. This guy, like, motherfucker is like ready to go. We got real glass going on. We got fucking go ahead coming out. Like, this man is ready to go. And the fact that this guy was out there kicking ass during the time that this gets... I was just trying to say, before we even get to the table situation...
Yeah, exactly.
We have to, there is a man,
Jack Perry
in that ring as well. Yeah. That's kicking ass, but yes, go back to the table situation.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
that's your spot. Go for it. Tell us about the table.
During the table situation, I have to say, when they went through, it was one of those moments where it has to be a great table shot. I've noticed all Elite these days, for the last couple months, have been trying their hardest to get tables right.
For sure.
You're right. Okay, fine. I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
But
sometimes they have bad table spots.
You're trying to get what I'm saying. It's just like they'll do something where they try to put people more through, and it's like just don't.
Like the statement, "I am the table" has been applicable quite often for AEW spots.
And especially with the announcer tables.
For sure.
But I was just, when I saw that right there, you had to be Tony Khan inside, pitching a little bit of a tent.
Yeah, you probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
You're like, that's
those
what
are the
I
table
need
shots we talk in the meetings about. You know what I mean? When they talk about it and they circle it with the red around the pen with the fucking saying table match, putting the guy through the table. Yeah. Those are the moments everybody's high fiving each other and going to Subway after.
Tony bought Takeshita Wagyu steak.
Fucking right.
Oh, for sure. He said,
thanks for that clean.
I appreciate
spot.
that.
And El Fantasma probably also got a steak.
El Fantasma. If you're back here more often, that will be why. Because you did well in this match, and you sold the shit out of that spot.
Yeah,
man.
that's all I'm saying.
Damn.
Is when I look at it as a wrestler's perspective, that right there,
it's clean as shit.
You guys had to fucking go and have a beer after the match in your locker room with the towel around the neck going.
I agree. That was one of the best spots in that match.
And it was just one of those things where everybody got a good spot.
Yeah,
we've seen injuries happen with those table shots.
Yeah, walked away.
Lots of table injuries.
The only other thing I will say, and this is just because I had flashbacks to Copeland, was when Jay Briscoe was on top of that ladder in the ring and tried to do the elbow to Jack Perry outside the ring, and it didn't work. And the main reason being is because how he changed mid-air when he was landing, and he almost landed on his feet.
That's right. I said, why are we doing this?
And so for me, I just have to say this, Tony. We need to start putting an age limit on how old you can be to do certain spots.
Well, it's all Sting's fault though.
No, it's true. I get it. Sting out here doing crazy shit.
In his 60s off the fucking.
That's the problem. He set the bar high, so guys can't. Guys will look like a little bitch now.
Yeah, that's the problem. But Tony, you saw what happened to Copeland. It almost happened to Briscoe here. We need to calm down with these old heads doing really big high spots.
Exactly.
Or at the very least, make sure they're more secure in these scenarios. Because, goddamn, I don't need the man breaking his leg at his age.
I disagree.
You're like,
I'm here for it.
Hey,
if they want to do it, if they're comfortable doing it, who am I to tell them not to do it? That's their passion project. They have it inside of them. They want to do it. Go for it, brother. It's gonna fucking suck when you break your leg like Copeland did, but like if it works out, work out. You know, fuck, go for it.
Reason why there's contracts inside.
It's true. No, you're right. It is true.
You got a whole roster full of guys.
It's true. But either way, other than that, the main point of the review here for that match is that Jack Perry, ladies and gentlemen, is your new TNT champion. The face of TNT.
Yeah.
As we all expected here, not really surprised.
That's right.
Now the Elite has all the gold. Best believe Jack Perry will not be losing that title anytime soon.
It's well deserved as well.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Well deserved.
And I'd like to point out for anyone like us who's watched AEW from literally the get-go, to see Jack Jungle Boy go from where he was basically chilling on Luchasaurus' shoulders to where he is now.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, sir.
Right.
Because even his heel turn, even at first I was like, I'm not rocking with it.
It wasn't good at
Well,
first.
it's just like for everything he had to go through with having like, you know, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like with everything he had to go through with like just saying getting into All Elite, cementing himself in that roster at a young age, and then getting, you know, he wasn't great at even cutting promos either.
No, not yet.
His speech wasn't the best. He wasn't really hitting much with that. And then he had to go through some other fallouts with some stuff. But then he had to get into some tag team wrestling, which that's how he blew up. Yeah. But then he got out of tag team wrestling, cemented himself in his own way, got into some good battles, and then ended up having to deal with an altercation with a hair-pulling bitch, and then got out of that situation, then got back into this fold with some good guys named the Elite, and now look at where he is. Well, that's what I mean. It's just...
I just think...
He's gone through a lot.
His, like, when you talk about his turn to heel at first, I agree. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Right? It was when they wrote it up, they did it wrong. His music was trash. What
Even
he was trying to do was trash. That was shit. And then so what kind of like he lucked out in that he was the scapegoat, right? With all this CM Punk shit, it gave him actual heat. So now he got to come back, do this heel thing again, but actually have something.
Yeah.
Right? So it worked out for him, and you know he's a good wrestler, and it's good to see him. But I would totally be down to see him on the shoulders of Luchasaurus again, waving the hands. But it's not happening right now.
No.
We got the scapegoat.
With them both as
awesome
heels now, do we see a reunion potentially in the future somehow?
Maybe in the future, but not anytime soon.
Oh no, for sure, because they're part of two different factions of so that's what I mean.
It's tough to say. I hope so. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that. But either way,
it's wrestling. You never know, right?
Oh,
how many times did Kane and Undertaker fucking try to kill each other, team up?
Exactly. That's the whole point. Wrestling. You can have someone who you're a tag team champion with, and the next thing you know, a year later, you're literally on last man standing match trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
That's wrestling, yep.
To be determined.
Yep.
That's our new champion.
Oh, yes, Mr. Jack Perry.
I was going to say, we got a good run on that one.
To one of the most exciting parts of the show.
Yes.
No questions asked here. I'm not going to... It was Mercedes Monet, the TBS champion.
CEO.
And she was taking on New Japan's Strong Women's champion, Stephanie Vaquer. And first things first, I had not seen this woman, Stephanie, wrestle before, literally this match. Oh, okay. And I can say right now, she needs to be here on the regular, please. Like, she is so freaking good, it is insane. Like, Mercedes is supposed to have been the vet in this match, and she looked like a rookie, the way Stephanie made her look. Like, every move she hit was just like hard hitting and clean.
Yes.
And it was just like, I loved it. Like, I need to give Stephanie a shout out right now before anything else. Like, bring her back, Tony. If you need to sign her, like, we need this woman. You need her in the women's division.
I agree 100%. Yeah. I thought that too. I didn't know who she was until they started this beef like a month ago.
Yeah.
So they just kept showing promo packages, and just from what they were showing in that, like her look, her everything she does, her moveset's awesome. Like what they're showing us, I was like, wow, I can't wait to see this chick. In fact, I wanted her to beat Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
She looks more intense than Mercedes does. And I was like, yeah, let's go, bring her out. Hopefully she wins. I mean, we all kind of knew she wasn't going to win, but like we were all kind of hoping that she would because she is awesome, really good in the ring, and I hope she comes back. Like,
oh yeah,
that's awesome. Like,
yeah.
I'm not like anti-Mercedes, but I was like, would have been cool to see this happen, right? It's just like you wouldn't have seen it coming, but she would have deserved to win.
Oh, for sure. It would have been one of those things where I feel, and like, the crowd itself, they were very intriguedly booing Mercedes. Yeah. Now, I will say it did seem more sports related than actual character, but at the same time, who the fuck knows? This could be the beginning of Mercedes turning heel, but either way, yeah, like we were even saying during the match, she looked like a superhero. Stephanie is very curious. So
she did look a superhero.
Yeah, like everything about her presentation was phenomenal.
And the New York crowd was behind her because they didn't want Mercedes to win.
Exactly.
She's a Boston girl, so she had that going for her tonight or that night.
Yeah,
and that was cool to see.
Oh yeah, but so, yeah.
Anyway, Mercedes gets the win. What are you saying, brother?
Yeah, anything about the match or anything?
Future evil Monet is coming out. But for now, I was very happy to see my CEO, which I've been chanting for a while,
come out
and mop the floors, easy peasy lemon squeezy style, and take that other little diamond piece of belt out of that girl's waist
and now
hold it up
this
above her
double
head.
champ.
That's what I'm saying. Again, you guys, everybody wants to keep taunting the CEO. She'll get out of that little chair of hers and come down, dust off the boots, put on the little gitch, get out there, and remind everybody why she is the CEO.
Well, speaking of reminding everybody...
in the future, we have that future Stardom show, or what do you want to talk about? The Dynasty New Japan show. Mercedes, get your head on a swivel, because there might be some ladies coming after you, because now you got some extra gold. But... Mercedes, you might have pissed off one of my favorites and my good friend, Miss the Doctor. We'll see you now. D.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
D. And there's nothing I can do, Mercedes, when you got the Doctor on your ass. Hey, it might be a cavity, it might be tooth decay, it might be gingivitis, but I can tell you right now, when you're wrestling Dr. Britt Baker, your gums are bleeding.
And yes,
you're
ladies
gonna be
and
hurt.
gentlemen.
So, I don't know what to say, but it's nice that you have two belts right now. Like, I'm a fan, but I told you, you run, you get.
I guess what he's trying to say is Dr. Britt Baker has returned. Great. She showed up after the Mercedes match.
We weren't fucking watching.
The music. Coming out looking ripped as shit. She's ripped, so look out for her. And doesn't say a word, just comes out. They're like everyone knows her initials.
Yeah.
DMD.
She just walks away, gives her the shoulder and walks. She doesn't have to talk to her. There's nothing to say.
Oh yeah, and even backstage, just for those who don't know, there's always those backstage segments that they do real filming after. Someone interviewed her. She said she's not saying nothing until Wednesday. So clearly, they're giving her time to talk this Wednesday. And please, Britt, I need you to come out with all the heat you can come out with. I want you to destroy Mercedes. I want you to destroy Tony. I expect you, not in a bad way. I just meant like you are Britt. I want fire. I want you to come out with the best promo you've ever cut. I want you to put everybody down and remind people that this is your division. Because I love Britt. She's my favorite women's wrestler in AEW. And yes, that's going to be your Wembley match right there. Mercedes versus Doctor at All In. I guarantee you. Write it right now.
Speaking
especially
of the
how Tony likes to book things with me. So yes, sir.
Quick feature figure of the week, everybody.
Stay back a bit so maybe they can see how he's going for it.
Oh yes.
He's going for it. He's got that ready.
Alright, everybody, here's the feature figure of the week. We're going with a rare oddity here. We haven't even done one of these yet. This is the first one yet to do.
Oh yeah.
Supreme. DMD with the belt. This is when she was the women's heavyweight, or I guess the world's heavyweight women's champion. At the same time, we've got the back here, which is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. We've got the DMD right here. Yeah, Mercedes, this is what's coming after you. Keep your heads up. Because she's probably just going to kick ass and have a new sweet... Buddy, I'm in the best scene as well. You want to keep... Everybody, I got to keep stepping back. See?
Yeah.
And look at this. This is where I am. I'm stepped all the way back. I'm stepped right
You're
here.
a handsome
I'm
man.
a handsome man. Right here for the feature figure.
Yeah, we
but
show everybody.
at the same time, I'm not showing anybody my feature figure. But
it's gone.
at the end of the day, we can't because something's missing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they make pretty cool ones in Japan, and so someday, maybe when I go to Stardom or Dynasty, I might get my own feature figure there. But yeah, that's the Britt Baker, everybody.
Oh, yes.
Now on to the next one here.
Let's make it
Jerry style.
Big time.
quick one on this one. Quick one on this one. The next match,
quick and easy.
I don't think too many people are here for. How about you?
Fans don't know it.
You know, this match was like, why? It was supposed to happen because it was for New Japan's heavyweight championship.
That's why.
But at the same time, I don't know. This match wasn't really moving anybody. It was expected to happen.
All I
it was
wanted out of this
Moxley.
match was John Moxley to take that guy's imaginary monocle.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Small
and
that's right.
Monocle here.
Stick it
was the
right up
match.
his ass.
This was the match where Buddy got at the end of this match.
He was spitting on Moxley.
Yeah,
Such
but
disrespect.
so that's
This was
one
the match
thing.
that somebody came out and screwed with.
I don't think so.
Yeah, or
Naito, the Naito match? No.
they just
sure?
wrestled, but yeah. they had
Oh, you're
wrestled.
thinking of the main event, my friend.
No one screwed.
nobody screwed with him. No, that's
In the main
That's-
event, Don Callis
no.
gave...
We're not talking that. I'm
Yeah.
talking from New Japan.
We're supposed to be-
Yeah, there was nothing going on with
Nothing
this.
happened.
All right.
Yeah,
This was for the
this was just a
title.
clean...
I was
type-
hoping to see a monocle shoved up an ass. I didn't
Yeah.
get to see it. That is all I got to say about
I
that
was the
match.
same.
In fact, I think that's all it should be.
That
said.
is-
Well, there's not
Leave
much
it
to
at
talk
that.
about. John
Moxley
Moxley, who was the
lost.
IWGP Heavyweight Champion, he lost the title, as he should have, because at the end of the day, he's the AEW guy, and he was holding another promotion championship. At the end of the day, the right man won, and especially leading into their top tournament, G1, you had to have a champion there. Naito's the champion now. We'll see what happens. The rematch is most likely going to happen at this show that they're talking about Dynasty in January. And who knows? I mean, the first match, I watched it. It was, I watched it online. It wasn't that crazy of a match. In fact, this match was probably better, the rematch. And that's why I'm saying the third will probably happen because the second was better and a trilogy type vibe. Mox won the first, Naito won the second, so there definitely will be a third. And that story will continue later on, but other than that, John Moxley is John Moxley. At this point, him winning that title made him the first guy to hold the WWE's, AEW's, and New Japan's. So he's had the big three at this point. So that in itself is a historic type thing.
Yeah.
So I'll give Moxley his flowers. At this point, it's like, there's not anything he can do, Moxley. Like, he's so big of a guy that it doesn't matter if he has a title or not. Like, he's that type of wrestler where if you beat John Moxley, or if you even lose to him, it's not a big deal, because it's John Moxley. So,
It's true.
that's all I can really say about him. It's not negative, it's just, he's John Moxley.
That's it.
That's it, really. It's not much like you said to add, so... We're gonna go into the main event.
Shane lead this
I
one
was
on.
so
This is
happy
Buddy.
for, ladies and gentlemen, these two thought Ospreay was going to beat Swerve, and I am happy and holding this belt and brought it today for a reason, because your boy Swerve is still champion. I love Swerve. This solidifies him as a top guy in wrestling, let alone in the company. I love Ospreay. Man, this match was so freaking good. I don't even know where to begin. The only thing I can say is Will Ospreay, you lost because you didn't listen to Don Callis. And I'm a Don Callis guy, so I don't feel bad that you lost. If you listen to him, you'll probably be champion. That's all I have to say. You guys can add whatever you'd like.
Yeah, Kenny Omega didn't listen, and look what happened to him.
See? Don Callis is always right, but people don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
But you listen to Don Callis, you'll be champion. But, no, I love this match. Like I said, I'm not going to add anything else.
You gotta play fair. Man brought a screwdriver, and the man put the screwdriver away and tried to take it in his own hands. And then Prince Nana got in the way, and then that's when shit went sideways.
Yep.
Once Ospreay got his mind off the match and didn't pay attention to everything that was going on around him, and then he was always pissed off and trying to get focused and trying to get distracted and get back into it. It was over.
That's the thing. As much as Don Callis was trying to help, I will admit he did also cost Ospreay.
That's what I'm saying. He should have just stayed in the sides, watched it with all the boys.
He's been doing that, guys. Like, look at our last podcast. Review the tape. We talked about this last podcast. He's been, like, low-key costing every one of his family.
You know what? It's true. And now the story continues. Every big title match that any Don Callis family member has had, Don Callis has gotten involved and cost that member the championship.
In like the last 6 months for sure.
Takeshita almost beat Moxley. What happened? Don Callis got involved. He lost to Moxley.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah.
been doing that, man. He's everyone that's been like close. It's almost like he's doing a cabinet shuffle scene. Like, I think the family's gonna get shifted around a bit.
Which begs the question, because I will say, I, like, myself included, I assume a lot of other people potentially watching this assume that Don Callis was gonna, like, straight up, like, turn on him officially tonight. Or on the pay-per-view.
It would have made sense to have done it, but he really didn't.
But he didn't, and so I guess that begs the question, where does the storyline continue? And maybe it is something where maybe Will does lose this Wednesday to Daniel Garcia. Because, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Will Ospreay, who is
This guy's on crack.
international champion, he's defending it against Daniel Garcia this Wednesday.
There's no way Will Ospreay loses to Daniel
Hey,
Garcia.
what if it's something where Don Callis costs him that too?
Not a fucking chance.
Maybe, who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see, but I'm just saying, y'all.
We'll see.
The point is, I like your theory about Don Callis potentially trying to shuffle up the roster. I mean, he did just add Trent.
Yeah.
So,
and when all that was going around, he was like whispering in a bunch of people's ears.
it's true. He's been talking to a lot of people on the side.
Yeah.
So, it could even be something where maybe they're waiting till Wembley to really put the dagger in Will. What if it's MJF?
With Don.
Alright, I'm spitting now. What if MJF is the one to replace Will as the top guy in the Don Callis family?
Makes more sense.
Right? Because if that's the way we're going with MJF versus Will at All In, that could be how you have it happen. That would be a double turn. You'd be turning MJF and Will at the same time. I'm speaking into existence, ladies and gentlemen. MJF may be the new face of the Don Callis family coming by the end of All In at Wembley. I've spoken into existence.
This fucking on something, I tell you.
Speaking a lot of shit.
I'm speaking things, and we'll see if they get spoken into existence. But
We'll see.
either way, yeah.
That's our next pay-per-view, though.
Yeah.
Right? It's a couple months away.
Oh yes.
All in Wembley. It's
Oh,
nice. It'll be a
yes.
Sunday afternoon.
And I mean, it's our WrestleMania for AEW essentially. So
Yeah.
you already know they're gonna have all the best top guys there, all the top matches, and I'm very excited because, as I said, your boy Swerve will be world champion headed into the pay-per-view. Not Will Ospreay. I'm sorry, Will, but you ain't the guy yet. It's not your turn. It will be probably by the end of this year, but it's not your turn yet.
Isn't Blood and Guts coming out?
Oh yeah.
Is that before or after Wembley?
I think it's before Wembley, yeah, because I know Wembley's like a couple months
One more.
away.
Some people better keep their head up.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Because at the end, well, yeah, they were already teasing Blood and Guts. Because I know the Elite, they need a fourth member, and they were trying to get Swerve.
I hope they do a women's one this year.
They better do a women's one, because they haven't done a women's one yet, right?
No, I don't think so. They've
So,
got
yeah.
some tough chicks just sitting around. Be pretty good.
Oh yeah, but either way, this Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be an exciting AEW Dynamite. We got the return of Britt. We got Ospreay versus Garcia. We got Statlander versus Willow. A few other matches probably going to get announced. We'll definitely hear from your boy Swerve after soon. And yeah, man, it's going to be one of those can't miss shows. And that is your Forbidden Door review at this point. I mean, there's not much else to add other than that. Like I said, great show. Overall, fantastic pay-per-view. When it comes to if I had to rank the 3 Forbidden Doors that have happened in this company, no offense, this is the lowest. And I blame it on the crowd. And I will say that again, because y'all were whack. There's a lot of points and a lot of matches that happened where y'all were just sitting there, Long Island. Shame on y'all. Y'all don't deserve a pay-per-view anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on y'all, Long Island, but it's just how I feel. I ain't gonna hide that. But anyways, this is your boy Rashane. Boy Nathan and Clinton. Anything y'all want to add?
It was a great night, full of everything aside, a lot of great technical wrestling. If you sat back and watched what they were doing, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the ring, and I'm here for it.
Oh, for sure. And that's what I mean. Next, the future AEW right now, a lot of stuff happening, so.
Yeah.
Close us out.
Hey, well, all I can say is, guys and folks and everybody out there, thank you for continuing to keep watching us and then tuning into us doing these pay-per-view little reviews. We like to keep doing these, and we will keep doing these for you fans.
And one exciting thing I'll add real quick, we have our podcast set up for Apple Music or Apple Podcasts.
Oh,
so
there you go.
when this was uploaded, they most likely will have our first official podcast episodes up too, like all the ones previous ones.
That's Tony
Included
Khan's
this
breaking
one.
news.
Exactly.
Yes, sir, I had to throw that in
That's
there.
like his crazy.
Should have put that on Instagram.
All jacked up, Tony.
Oh, there'll be an Instagram post too.
Coming up, big announcement next week.
Yeah,
but yes,
And then you could come with like
well, all
all
I can
kinds
say
of
is,
energy.
yeah, but like I said, it was a great overall entertainment of wrestling. But if you guys want to keep continuing on watching this wrestling and then just waiting until tuning in to seeing and watching us talk about it, we appreciate it and thank you very much. So keep your sticks on the ice and
like, comment,
up.
subscribe,
Have a good
comments especially. We love to hear from y'all. But yes, that is it, y'all. We out. Y'all have a good rest of your week.